We are truly honored to have with us today a wonderful guy who earned degrees from Oxford and Harvard, worked in investment banking, and then had all the appearances of a so-called successful life, but a spiritual experience woke him up and he went to live in a monastery for 7 years with limited outside contact. And now he's taking that experience and pouring it into an app, and it's called, as I mentioned, Monk Mindset, and it helps people like you and me reclaim structure and serenity in our lives. John Cannon, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you, Bishop Reed. Great to be here.
So living in a monastery, an experience that most of us have not had, but you have, can you describe what it's really like in a general sort of way?
Yeah, sure. Well, I don't know if we have enough time to go through all that, but one of the things that really struck me about the monastery is just the beautiful rhythm of the day. And I think in our contemporary Western society, it's kind of, for a lot of people, including myself, before I really got serious about my faith, it was like just work a lot, and then you fit some things around work. And part of the beauty of the monastery is it's very integrated. So this is part of what we do with Monk Mindset, is help people build these principles and practices into their life, but they're four main things you do every day in the monastery. So it's prayer and the sacramental life. 2, work, focus work. 3, healthy family and community relationship. We'll have dinner with the brothers every night. And then 4, personal wellness habits. So getting to bed on time, healthy diet. So it's that rhythm every day that I think it just kind of carries you through the monastic experience. But I think we all need these practices in our life, these 4 things every day.
Yeah, so John, what was the hardest thing to adjust to when you left the monastery?
When I left the monastery, yeah, I was there for about 7 years. So it was a big, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Shawshank Redemption, not that I'm endorsing it on this show necessarily, but they're in prison. Morgan Freeman and I think Tim Robbins are in prison, and Morgan Freeman, they're talking about breaking out. And Morgan Freeman's like, I can't leave now. I'm an institutional man. He couldn't even imagine life on the outside. And once you get used to the monastic rhythm and life, and you're there, it's hard to even imagine life on the outside. And so everything is quite different, but I had a deep conviction and peace that's where God was leading me. So you just kind of trust in God to lead, But one of the beautiful things was that I was able to keep kind of the bones or the structure of the monastic schedule outside. So having a set time for prayer every day, going to mass each day, have my work period. This is my exercise time. Like, kept that. And I think that's been a great anchor in this new stage of the journey.
So, John, when someone downloads Monk Mindset, which I just tried to do, but I can't remember my password to my whatever it is account. But when someone does open it, what are some of the features that they're going to notice?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, one, we help people to build some of, the basic building blocks of the monastic life are things that we all need as humans, and they're those 4 things I mentioned before. And so we help you kind of architect that into your day. So how do you, helping you identify when is the best time for you to pray, and then set that, we say, as a commitment in your life. So you have guidance there's guidance from actual monks and nuns that guide you on how to pray well, how to build healthy relationships, how to forgive, how to overcome things that you're attached to. So you have great content from monastic leaders with their wisdom. But then we also kind of translate that into putting into practice in your life. So you can build in the monastery, you have an horarium. It's your daily schedule. We hope you build that schedule in an integrated way. So pray during this time. I'm going to have dinner with my family at this time. I'm going to have a deep work focus session during this time. And you can also, a lot of people, especially younger people on our app, we find they struggle with their screen addiction or phone addiction. And so we actually have a feature in there where you can block apps that you may be struggling with. So I can block Instagram at a certain time. If I'm trying to pray and I struggle going online, I can actually block access to getting online during that time. So we wanted the app to help the people to flourish. So the net effect will be they actually reduce their screen time in the process.
That's great. And so which features have people found most helpful, like lay people?
Yeah, I think the main thing that people utilize is the content. So being able to, a lot of people that in our audience have never met a monk or a nun or even a religious, but they have a desire to learn from them. And so we help connect people directly to monks, nuns, and religious. They can learn from them and they get guidance from them. So that's a big help for people. And then second, I would say, is the scheduling feature. So it allows you to build your kind of monastic inspired day so you can live with more wholeness and flourishing. And then we kind of help you design that schedule in a way that kind of works for where you are. It's not as strict as the monastery, where it's like the monastery when I was there, it's like you got your masses at this time, you pray at this time, you have dinner with the brothers at this time. We have a little more flexibility in it, so you can build it around what your needs are, but you still try and get these main pieces in of the day of prayer, work, personal wellness, healthy relationships.
Now, we have a lot of parents in this studio right now, but we have even more parents who watch the show. What would your response be to, say, a mom or dad who says, there's just no way there can be peace in this house with these kids running around going crazy? What advice would you have for them? And how's
Yeah,
this app going to help them?
yeah. Well, I don't actually. I mean, I don't pretend to be able to answer all those questions or provide the complete solution to that. But I mean, I think the Lord invites all of us, whatever our situation. He's the Prince of Peace, right? And he invites us to have that peace. And peace is a fruit of the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit wants us to have that peace in our hearts. And I think all of us can find the time for building in some of these aspects of our life, regardless of where we are in our journey. My dad, who was a very contemplative and prayerful man, went to mass every day, spent time praying every day, and raised three kids. He was a medical doctor, was like had super busy schedule, but he would find time throughout the day to pray and reconnect with God, and just built that into either his schedule, or it was like, when kids would be waiting to come down, he would just sneak off for a few minutes and pray during that time, or go for a quick walk. And so I think regardless of where we are, finding ways to build these things into our rhythm is possible, and God has a season for each of us at different points in time too.
So, John, at this season in your life, what does your monk mindset schedule look like?
Yeah, it's as I mentioned, it's kind of adapted the routine I had in the monastery. So this morning there's a church near me at 6:15 a.m. mass, so I'll go there. They happen to have adoration afterwards. So I'll try and stick around for 30 minutes of adoration. So, and you kind of see that in the saints too. They kind of advise at least 20 or 30 minutes a day, even for a layperson, for prayer each day, for silent prayer. And so I try to stick with that in my routine, mostly because if I don't, my life starts to fall apart, and I become a little unhinged with people around me. So I just kind of need it. So just starting the day with that hour, and then trying to, having a normal 9 to 5 work sprint, and then try to go for exercise in the evening, and then do some social activity either with family or some friends in the evening is kind of the rhythm that I have. Trying to do an examination of conscience.
I really like, by the way, the logo and the choice of font. It's
Oh, okay.
very simple, very clean, very cool. So.
Thank you, Bishop. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Now, presuming that people know their password to the App Store on their phone, how can they find and download and use Monk Mindset on their device?
Yes, monkmindset.com is the website, so you can access it directly from there or in the App Store. We're currently only on iOS, hope to release on Android pretty soon, but go in the App Store. It's you can search Monk Mindset and find it.
All in due time. All in due time. John, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Thanks for engineering this app so that we can live calmer, more prayerful lives. And we hope you have a wonderful summer, because it's hot as heck up here right now.
Same in Virginia too. And you as well, Bishop. Thank you.
Thank you.